Well, I have a very disturbing story to read for Tarot for Our Times. Sarah, you're medium on the go. Um, just when you think that things couldn't get more outrageous or awful, a new day dawns. So, we have the devil here. This is the star of the show. And the title of the show is Ice Tools of the Devil. Is the arrest of Newark's mayor the tipping point? I mean, it just gets down to how much more are we going to take? So, briefly about the devil card, and it was not that was a no-brainer to come up with that. The devil card is about addictions, codependence, and that to me in current events this symbolizes the addiction that people have to this regime and to Trump. And but the thing is that I always notice is that you see the chains are not very tight. We have a choice of getting out of it. So I have to. I cannot imagine the type of person that's going to join ICE. I just, it just, I guess it's like what kind of German joined the Gestapo? I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. So, just briefly, in case you hadn't heard, Mayor Baraka of Newark, New Jersey, was going to an ICE facility to make sure that that it was clean and people were being treated humanely, and he got arrested. They arrested them and they laid their hands and assaulted a couple of congressional members that were there as part of the team to oversee it. And I'm sorry, it's like when a government official wants to see a facility, you let them in. That's all there is to that. And I understand he was released later, but I mean this has got to be making people angry. This is just gotten to the point of, I mean, how much more are we going to take of this? This is like really authoritarian stuff, and I guess the only thing that we can be thankful for is that Trump is losing his marbles pretty much, and he has totally incompetent people, but still they've done a lot of damage. But I do see this falling apart, and I want to ask the cards tonight about what's going to happen. What's the result of this, and is this moving us closer to the regime? And I may do a little quickie about, because Mayor Baraka is running for the governor of New Jersey, and when I saw the story on Midas Touch, usually I make these very long comments. I just made one comment: meet the next governor of New Jersey. And in light of everything that's happened from Australia and Canada to the Vatican, and then we have Wisconsin too. It's like their money isn't buying everything. So that's what I don't think you have to be a psychic to come across with that. So I just want to see what's going to happen. I just want to do a general reading, see what's going to happen, and then maybe at the end, like I did yesterday, is maybe just do a mini reading on a certain issue to clarify. So, okay. And it was bad enough that judge got arrested in Michigan, but I think this is, I mean, both things are awful, but for some reason I'm feeling as though, as I've been saying for the past couple years, this is a bunch of little stuff that's going to end up doing it in, but the cuts are getting deeper. So let's see. Okay, so for the Gilded Royale deck and the other two, Okay, so where is this at now? Okay, interesting. The Page of Cups upright is saying that this is a new message and that it has an emotional impact. I think this is the one that's really going to be getting to people. So, um, leading up to it, to the energy, is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's funny. The devil is not. It's not. The devil has not arrived on this, but deck. But this is in reverse. This is all of the losses. Of the losses of that. Germany. Let's not forget Germany too. All these election losses. They can't buy the Pope they wanted to buy. All of this thing. So this is building up to the new message. This new message, and then we have here. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse with this character. I think he got off of his horse in the death card. Very interesting card. So as a result of this, I see this could signify the end of a number of people. There's certain that people that won't be swayed, but I would say that this is just another thing of his losing the grip on being able to lie and convince people that this is all right. They're already spinning it like saying the mayor was told not to go in and he disobeyed ICE, but they were gunning for him. I'm sorry. And that's stupid. He's the mayor. That's his territory. He's allowed to see what's going on his turf. So energy wise, we have this is interesting. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune upright. I think the energy of this is that the Wheel of Fortune, in a good way, is not going to be spending for the regime and ICE, which is their henchmen. Let's call them what they are. So this is not going to bode well, but this may be moving some things forward. Maybe some people in government who that put up with a lot of stuff are not going to. And this is also the culmination of the town halls. I think there's going to be a lot of blowback from this. So so let's see, the underlying reasons behind this is they are the Nine of Cups. The smug merchant is starting to lose they're not so smart. The way that everyone is turning against them, which they didn't expect. This is what's going on. Starting to realize that with all this immigration and the abuse of this is they planted the poisonous tree bearing the poisonous fruit. And walking at so this is saying instead of picking any more of this, we're going to have to start to walk away. Could this is me? What I'm seeing is that could this mean that some of the Republicans, not because they're so altruistic and out for the greater good, but could they be starting to think we got to start saving our own asses if there is a public outcry about this? And then here we have the Queen of Pentacles and in reverse. So I would say that in some way this kind of behavior is a threat to Homeland Security, because she's in readings like this. It's Homeland Security and it is our wealth as well. That all of this endangers. So in opposition of this, we have The Knight of Wands. The news is going to be spreading very, very fast. This does not bode well for the regime. I would think that people are not going to be watching CNN. They're going to be watching the alternative news. I mean, I've been on Mary Trump and Midas Touch, all these things. So then, for some reason, I want to do the before tarot um, for the conscious thoughts of people seeing a mayor of a major American city getting arrested. The conscious thoughts of this are leading up to it. Those that were hesitant are going to be spreading the news. That is in the conscious thoughts. I think I'll do an after tarot for the subconscious thoughts, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And this guy has been seen as a he's the loyal knight. He could be the mercenary, because the Pentacles in reverse have been coming to me as corruption and the bad health of the nation. This is people that have been denying. This is kind of denying all the corruption around this ICE business. And this is going to make people that what was down in the subconscious with people having these naggy noise, I think that it's going to be they can't do it anymore. So in the past, before tarot, okay. In the past, we've just been waiting for the knives to go in to show the treasonous, corrupt, and breaking all kinds of constitutional amendments. Let me count the amendments, and let's see. We've got that little, and we've got the bird here, the bird flying with the message. So it's been, I think the whole thing, I almost want to say that this card is waiting for the other shoe to drop. We've had a whole shoe store of shoes dropping since January, but I think in the back of people's minds is waiting for, okay, when is another shoe going to drop? I mean, trust me, something probably worse could happen tomorrow, but this is one of the worst. It's hard to pick out, but this is just coming at this time and everything. Okay, so in the present, okay, wow, this one comes up a lot. Seven of Wands in reverse. I think there is now starting to be a very big upcry, crying out of all of these things that this is really spurring people to, to go protest, to stop buying things, to do whatever way that they've been using to resist. And that the forces coming, these are the people, but this guy, he can't hold them off, and it's probably going to be out. There's that window behind him, and I don't know. It keeps coming up. I keep thinking of Russia in this card, that somehow they could have their ugly, grubby little paws in it. So coming up in the immediate future is Four of Wands. I think you're going to be seeing some teaming up of people that you didn't expect in the next few days. I mean, even the most Republican of mayors and governors have got to realize that that they're going, they're coming for them. They're coming for them, and that this is really, yeah, this is, yeah, that there may be some very unexpected alliances forming. So we're going to see what's coming up in the more distant future with the after tarot. Okay. This is almost identical to the regular, but okay, so here we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords with the tyrant and people walking away. And it kind of makes you wonder if who are these ice people anyway? There could be a couple of them that may walk, they may not be able to stand themselves, or may figure this isn't worth it. There could be, who knows, there could be some that start to blow the whistles and spill the beans, that this is maybe something. I don't know how people like that can live with themselves. Tearing, pregnant women and calling them terrorists. I mean, come on. So, in the hopes and fears department, that we now have plenty of those, the Four of Pentacles. This is kind of like hoping to hold on to our democracy, and our fear is that this regime is stubbornly holding on to their these awful things that are going on. So there's a lot of hopes and fears. So in conclusion of this, we have Ten of Pentacles in reverse, that for some reason there's a lot of, this is part of a private prison system. There's a lot of money involved, and there is a lot of corruption involved with this. And I think the whole thing is, it's going to be exposed. Gravity is just pulling those out of there. And it's always the follow the money thing. Follow the money thing. So, what can we learn from this? I think the one thing we learn is to be very careful about despairing about this. We need to look at this as a very major learning situation, and to maybe not to get too wrapped up in how come I didn't see this coming, this sort of thing. And then I think this is a warning to not become paralyzed, because then if you do, you're just playing into that. So I want to do just a very quick read on what is going to happen to Mayor Barack, because the first thing, you can call this a psychic hit, but maybe you don't have to be psychic, but it came in that comment that I made. Oh, congratulations, we have the next mayor of New Jersey, because the sure thing for people to say that this is not okay is to vote for the guy. I mean, New Jersey has been going Democratic candidates for quite a while. I guess after Christie, they had enough Republicans for a while. So they've gotten bluer in recent years. So I used to live in New Jersey, and I'm telling you, they're one of those, they're kind of a tough lot. They say, oh yeah, you're going to do this. Well, yeah, I don't think so. And that good point of rebellion to really say is to elect the guy as governor. I think that's the biggest slap in the face that they could possibly give. So I'm going to do a quick read on what's going to happen with see, the thing is now that they're producing martyrs in a sense, or post. Well, maybe not. Martyr sounds kind of victimy. I think what they're doing is that they're making heroes out of people. They really this whole MAGA thing and all of this, you know, Project 25 stuff is that they really thought, okay, granted, we have a very large population of morons. Granted, but I think that they figured that there were more morons than there actually are. I think that there's been some very gross underestimating of people. And believe me, if there's anything going on tomorrow in the streets, and there probably is, there's going to be larger numbers coming out. And know a lot of it will be in New Jersey too. You can bet on that. So I just want to do a kind of a quickie on the mayor of Newark. And I'll tell you, those congressional Menendez and that woman, I'm sorry, I forget who she is. They're from various districts, I think, in New Jersey. Boy, they're gonna be lighting a fire. They're gonna be lighting a fire. All this is doing is that they're firing up the Democrats now. I mean, I think that they're awakening the sleeping giant with all of this stuff. So okay, so. Let's see what's going to happen with the mayor. Let's see what's going to happen with the mayor. So I'll just do this on a... Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands. That's going to set him on fire and take him out and to send the message. So... in the Before Tarot, we have the Page of Cups with the dove. They love to put for some reason they love to with the bird. So what this is saying is that this guy could be he'll have a fiery message, but I think it's going to be prefaced with we're going to do this peacefully and keep our emotions in check. And that's that white dove. And as a result of this, we will have the King of Pentacles. This is almost like this, in a way, the Strength card, because he's kind of keeping that bull from going crazy. So this is, I would say that this guy is... except for the fact that he's a Democrat, I don't know very much about him, but it seems as though he may be a leader that he'll fire up the troops but not let them get out of hand. That he'll have a calmness. We're going to do it, but we're going to do it peacefully. So read up on your Gandhi. Okay, so... as time goes on a little bit for him, let's see what we have here. We have, the Knight of Swords. That's interesting. I'm starting to think that when we're looking at politicians, kings would be presidents, but I think knights are governors on their way, maybe on their way to be. Okay, so the Before thing, then this is about his... this is about his spreading the message in a very intelligent way. So the Before Tarot, we have... okay, we have the Death card, which is beginnings and endings. So this is interesting because he's going through which means he's just beginning. He's going through the cemetery and it doesn't have any of the spirit figures that he's letting go of before before they appear, and that the pillars of transformation are off frame. So the journey is just beginning. So I think he's probably figuring out how do we end certain things but begin, but we're in the very preliminary stages. So this is a whole new thing. I'm sure he wasn't expecting this to happen. So this is in the days to come. And then as a result, we will have the Queen of Pentacles, who is she's just receiving her gift, and she hasn't started to grow her garden yet. So he may consider this as, in a way, as a gift to get the message out, which will enable him to get the fertile ground going. So, as I say, that looks good for his becoming the next. I mean, things can change, but as it looks now, it looks very good. So, and as we look further out into the future, then we have, again, the Four of Wands, making, he may be getting some new, new endorsements and people climbing on board with him as his campaign. So this doesn't look like this is hurting him. So leading up to this, I would say that it's funny, we've got the 10 of Cups in the before. No rainbow yet. You gotta have the rain before you have the rainbow. So this is like ice raining down on him and people scattering, but this is leading up to the new alliances, and the rainbow will come afterwards, but he's in the rainy part. And then we have Four of Swords in reverse. So this is, I would say that the time of after a brief regrouping thing, the time will be to get up, but the woman figure is coming to wake him up. So this is telling me he's going to have a lot of people behind him. So I think what I want to do now is read up on the tools of the devil. See, this is their master. This is ice. I know that in California they've been getting, in LA, they've been getting doxxed and all this sort of thing. I don't think that is going to be an encouraging thing to do any recruiting. And I don't like the fact that they've got those masks on. That's really creepy. I mean, you have masks on to not spread germs, but to cover your whole face so people can't identify you. But trust me, people are very resourceful. They'll find out. Not that I approve of any of that sort of thing, but I mean, it's kind of comes down to what the hell do they think is going to happen. It's just that it comes down to all this whole thing like, they think that everybody's just going to lie down and roll over. Well, that just is not the case. That's just not how this whole thing works. So I just want to see. I mean, they have got to be the most hated people, except for the fake, patriot red hat set. But the rest of us, and there's more of us than there are of them, they're just absolutely despising them. So I'm just going to do a quickie on what's going to happen with ice. Okay, so I think we're going to do just a 3 or 4 card thing on this. Okay. One thing I'm going to do that I've seen other readers do is I think I want to do a quickie card cut. I think Libby does this. Okay, I just want to do this. Okay, because it's kind of fun. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands here. Inspiring leader. Russia. I'm not quite sure about this one. She can be a pretty positive force. I think maybe that means that they will still be able to recruit them. So okay, so oops, we got that. Okay, I guess they're still at this point. They're still being inspired. Okay, so alrighty, we've got the present, the energy, and the before, the past, and the future. Okay, so for ice. Okay, so right now, oh, Russia. The Russia card came up again, but in reverse. I think we're dealing with a deeper, a weaker. We are dealing with a weaker Russia. Um, Also, the double meaning in the regular reading is that well, the loss of fertility and abundance, which is what this card well, that could be going on with Russia, that they may not be able to have as much power over them because they are not very fertile, productive, abundant, that sort of thing. So the energy we have with this is Six of Wands in reverse. It's they're in a losing kind of position now. They don't have the victory. They're losing. This is going to really be a PR nightmare for them. But it's kind of like it's a losing game using these thugs. It's a losing game. So in the past we have the Seven of Wands. Upright in the before. I guess this has a very I know that from seeing some old movies that the Japanese have this thing about praying before the battle. I think maybe it's a samurai thing too. That it's sort of like praying and getting ready for battle. But these wands are kind of they're kind of scattered around. It just doesn't look very strong. But it's kind of like doing this. Okay, we're getting ready for the battle, but it doesn't look too good here. Maybe they're not good. Maybe the praying thing isn't really working. So as a result of this, okay, so alrighty, so not so smug merchant, but he's got a lot of food. I think the whole thing is about gluttony. He's going to feel really crappy after eating that food, and served by the looks like he's being served by this young person who may have done something to maybe not poison it, but maybe not prepare it very well. So this is talking about getting sick and a weakness. So I really get a feeling that they may be weakening. I don't know if they're going to be able to recruit as many people, and it looks like from some of those they may be yanking Proud Boys from under whatever rock they're hiding. So I think I want to do one more conclusion card. So okay, Six of Swords in reverse. This is about they're really not going any place. The swan is about the transformation. There's no transformation. They're only going to get worse. They're not going to be sailing into smooth waters, and the gravity can no longer hold those swords to keep the boat from having, plugging up the holes and sinking. Doesn't look very good. It just does not look very good So I would say they're in for a big, very big PR nightmare that actually may weaken them. What I'm seeing is that maybe there could be some congressional hearings and some threats about maybe not funding them. That's what I'm seeing, that they're somehow going to be weakened, and there were enough pentacles to say is that there could be a move in Congress, even if it's goes maybe even if it's something as, the filibuster is the only power that the Dems have, and they don't have the 60 votes to overcome that in the Senate. So it could be something as simple as, well, we're going to filibuster that out of any spending bill. So I really get a sense that they're really going that this is just going to be a nightmare for them, and that very possibly they could be weakened by just not getting the fund, because the tools that Democrats have is just bog them down and waste time. So the future of ICE doesn't look good, and I also get a sense that a lot of them are saying, is this really worth it? Maybe there's some other law, and let me go apply to the FBI again, or let me go to the police force, or join the military. But this is just it's just not a good, it's not sustainable. I don't think there's going to be no straw that breaks the camel's back. It's just going to be one thing after another. But this is a pretty big thing. This really is. And I think the important thing that's going to happen is that things will be exposed pretty much. So at any rate, on that cheerful note, and that is not that they are not a cheerful group to deal with, I'm going to sign off for now. So bye.